honestly.
Listen,
Yeah.
so one of my teachers back in the day, he used to always throw different concepts at me, right? This is when I was really kind of soaking it in really heavy, right? And I remember he would throw certain things at me. I would ask questions, and then I couldn't even tell you what concept it was, but I asked him, I said, explain that to me. I said, I don't understand that. Explain it to me. He looked at me, he said, Jay, he said, I can't explain it to you. He said, you're just going to have to figure it out one day.
You know, it's when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those who know,
Right.
they know. And you
Right.
don't gotta explain it.
Right.
If I gotta
Right.
explain it, then But I love when you know because that's when you reach the point where when it is that unbelievable, you touch in places that just are so far out, and I think that one should be proud of themselves if they can get to that part. That's place.
Right. Now, one thing that I love about you, man, is that, you got a beautiful spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? You always stay positive. You always got a smile on your face. You you're very persistent in what you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to talk about, there was a story that people may not know of where you went to. So basically, Akeem, this brother right here, works with my cousin. My cousin has an organization. They work hand in hand together. Tell them about what happened when you guys went to India. And I just want the people to hear the story about how you guys persevered through that and still got it done.
Yes. So I started working with Reggie, and we met a woman named Shari. Shari was going to India to get her yoga certification. So Reggie felt like, hey, let's go get footage of her. Let's let's get footage of her and put her out there, show the world how she's a champion, and tied it in with the brand. It all fit, and I like to travel, so I said, hey, let's go.
Right.
So we bought the tickets to India. We're in India. We're loving it. It's crazy. It's crowded. You know, it's mayhem, but it's another country, so it's a new experience.
Right.
So we get tickets for a bus. Now this bus, it wasn't like a Greyhound bus. It was, but I'm not going to say it was like I don't know. It was just one of those. And we didn't really question it because we're in this crazy country. So whatever, just buy the ticket for the bus and we going on the bus. Right. So we were going to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is probably one of the holiest lands on the planet. It is where the Ganges River and the Himalayan mountains exist. And this is also where a lot of yogis live as well. And this is why people go there to get their yoga certification. So on the way to Rishikesh, I'm asleep in the bus. And when I wake up, the bus is tipping. It's tipping like this. So immediately, I look over at Reg. Reg's looking at me like, what's going on? And my thought was, okay, this bus is about to tip over. I've never been on a bus that tipped over. I ain't never been in nothing like that.
Tell the people where you guys are at right now, what the area looks like.
Where we were, it was like a highway. And it was a very skinny highway. It was very rural. The bus was on a street on a highway that it shouldn't have been on. In India, people drive like there's no rules to driving in India. So you literally just do what you want. You go in between cars, however big or small your vehicle is. And so the bus tips over. Now, when the bus tips over, I'm on the right. So that means that now the window is the floor. And the bus tips over and my head goes out the window because the glass is now broken. And as the bus is coming to a halt, so is my forehead on the ground, dragging.
Wow.
So once the bus stopped, the skin on my forehead was peeled back, and that's why, if you can see, there's like a scar here right above my third eye, ironically. And so I'm bleeding, blood is just coming down my shirt, and we just got to get out. So somebody throws a boulder through the glass. Everybody's screaming, glass falling everywhere. Everybody, they're like, get out, get out, get out. I get out the bus, people everywhere. To make a long story short, I get out the bus. We go to the hospital. They wrap my head up. The Indian news people came and interviewed us. We told them what happened. And Reggie, he was in the other bed and he looked at me. He said, Akeem, clearly, this is kind of messed up. And, I definitely understand if you want to go home. So, what you want to do. And, I looked at Reggie and I realized, okay, we're 3 days in this trip. We paid this money and, I'm a traveler. I'm alive. I look at the wall, there's pictures of Jesus, and I'm not even a Christian, but I know spiritual symbolism when I see it. And
Okay.
I'm just like, let's just keep going.
Mm.
After as my head is just bleeding, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's just keep going. So I said we came here for Shari. We went to Rishikesh. We ended up getting the footage of her. We made a beautiful documentary, and I still have fun. And the point of that is, you really, when you get into these scenarios, however drastic they get, you have to. I know people say, it's cliche, but I actually love cliche statements because they're cliche because they say it. They're said a lot. They're said a lot because they're true. It's so obvious.
Mm.
And so when they say you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel, that's just what I had to do. And I had so much fun. I got an amazing pictures. I was able to make an amazing video out of it and inspire people to go. If I would have turned back, one, I would have felt like I was a quitter. I wouldn't have inspired as many people as I would inspired. And I don't know. I just wouldn't be who I am today. So
Mm.
that trip really showed me how happy I can be and how persistent I can be with being happy. Point
That's
blank.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, hey man, look, check this out. Let's talk a little bit about like affirming your greatness. Okay.
Okay.
I said on many shows before that when you are a spiritual person, you actually subscribe to this stuff. Then when you're doing the work, things seem to kind of flow a little bit easier for you
Hmm.
versus when you're not doing the work, things seem to be a bit more challenging.
Hmm.
Now, I know when I get up in the morning, there are certain things that I just kind of say to myself. There's a certain thing that I do in the morning as my morning, whatever you want to call it, ritual or whatever you. What can you speak on as far as that to help people kind of find a certain alignment with themselves and as far as like that peace and just kind of setting everything in balance?
So one, this could go really deep, but I'm gonna try to keep it shallow so I can keep it
Okay.
simple. And really, what I want to say is that because you know that you're creating your reality, and because we know that words create the reality, because
Mm.
words are physical things. So that means that everything coming out of your mouth is of the utmost importance. So we also know that the beginning of your day drives your whole day. So what you say in the morning is very important. So
Mm.
when I get in the shower, I say literally, and I've been saying this for years, today is an amazing day filled with fun and laughter, joy and excitement for the well-being of all that I am now. And I
Mm.
just like that every morning. And what that does for me and what that says for me is, all right, no matter what, today you're gonna have a great day, an amazing day. I smile when I say it, I feel good when I say it because that energetic imprint sticks to you throughout your day. It's really that simple. And if it's when you're having conversations with people and you're really happy and they're happy and you're happy, you can feel that energy. So
Mm.
the concept is no different here. When you're happy within yourself and you're saying these great things, you feel it, good things happen, and you just live a life of alignment and harmony. You're living in harmony and alignment because Source is grateful. Source, God, whatever you want to call it, is gratitude. So when you align with gratitude, you're in alignment with Source. When you're in alignment with Source, you're in alignment with the way life flows.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that you always get your way. It means that you are the middle way in any way.
Mm.
That means that there is no judgment. There's no, oh, this is wrong or this is right. It just is. And you enjoy the moment when you get broken up with just as much as you enjoy finding $20 in your pocket. It sounds insane. It sounds insane and sounds, and that's just, how are you going to tell me to be happy when someone is breaking my heart?
Hey, but you know what? Let me say this, man. So through stuff like that, what I learned is, like you just said, just to appreciate the experience, right? Now, and of course learn from it, right? Now, in hindsight, yeah, that person, they had to experience that on their journey, and it may be a bit messed up that you was the person they had to experience that on, but
Yes.
it just is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when you come to a point to where you can just like, yo, it is what it is, and guess what? At that point in time, that's just where that person was at that place in their life. and I happen to be in the mix.
And it's like this game. It's like this whirlwind of action and reaction, and you have no, you can't get out of it. You're always in it.
Right.
So it's either the awareness of it is there, or you just in the mix. And so, like you said, you can be with somebody and you realize, that's not working, and they're like, man, fuck, you wasted all my time, but really, you got this person to a place, and they just not seeing it yet. Now
Exactly.
you see it because you are part of the awareness. You see how this goes because you see it when you on the other end, and it's like, damn, why did this happen to me? But maybe this person did this so I can get here, and so you start to see life differently. And I'm telling you, when you start to see it like that way, happiness, it has to be a part of you because you accept everything as it is.